Hi up everybody, welcome to Thursday morning. Thursdays are session days and today we've got 6 by 6 minutes sub threshold, all off 60 seconds recovery. Last week when we did these I was through at Aberystwyth and it was perfectly flat ground and the perfect weather, and the session went absolutely perfect. I really managed to knock out some amazing paces and keeping it sub threshold. Today we're back on home ground, so we're on lumpy ground and the weather's miserable again. We've got a lot of wind and it's forecast to rain, so I'm not going to be aiming for the same pace as I did last week. That'd just be foolish. I'm going to slow things down a little bit. Last week I was going for the 4 minutes and 5 seconds or a bit quicker. Today I'm going to go out at 4:10 with a view that I might actually reassess that after the first one or two and drop it back to a 4:15 because the wind's a bit gusty. But enough chatting for now, let's go for a run. Okay, I'm going to start a little further back than what I normally do. Reason being, at the end of this route there's a tasty little incline. So we've got signal, the armband's connected, let's get it done. First one done, and that was tough, and also I got the recovery wrong. It's 90 seconds. Two down, and that does feel harder than usual, but the heart rate's playing ball. That was mid 150s then, which is pretty ideal to be honest. Whew. Three down, 3 to go. Oh. And that heart rate's starting to lift now. Four down, and that one was wind assisted, so it did feel a bit easier, but pleased with how this is going. I'm sticking to the paces that I set out at the start and my heart rate is playing ball. It's not too low and it hasn't crept up too high. One more out and back to do. Oh my goodness, 5 down, 1 to go, and the last one never counts. This last one's going to feel so much easier, thank goodness. Gosh, this has been tough today. Session done. Oh, I'm glad that's in the bag. Oh, that felt tough. Can't wait to see the numbers though. Session done, and I'm not going to lie, that were a toughie today. I did manage to hit all my paces, really pleased with that, and I'm really pleased with the consistency as well. All of them averaged out at 4 minutes and 9 seconds per kilometre. I'll put the miles equivalent on the screen, except for two of them. Two of them were 4 minutes and 8, so I'll take that. That's as consistent as I can get it. But it was tough today. There's quite a headwind, and it wasn't consistent either. The wind was changing directions all the time. It always seemed to be blowing against me no matter which way I was running. But you take the rough with the smooth, and I got the session done. So before we go, let's just go through the shoes. And today I had my Adidas Pro 3s on. because, as everybody knows, they're a cracking shoe. They're good for your sessions. They're responsive, they're lightweight, they've got the carbon rods, and it's just fun wearing them. So I've got to get going now. It's midweek again. I've got to get myself cleaned up and ready for work. So until tomorrow's 60 minutes easy, I'll sit there. Hey up everybody, and welcome to Friday morning, and yet another miserable, rainy, cold day here in the UK. But I've got a hat on, so we're all right. Just 60 minutes easy today. Just thinking about tomorrow's parkrun. I'm not sure where it'll be yet. I've asked Mrs. Say up to decide where we're going to drive off to and see. It all depends on what's on her training schedule, where we'll go. And that's the 60 minutes done, and the rain's just stopping as usual. Chucks it down while I'm running, and as soon as I stop it starts to brighten up. 60 minutes easy done, and look at this, as soon as I stop running the rain stops as well. Typical. But it's been a really good run today. Let me just show you the watch. So we got 10.84 kilometers. I'll put the data on the screen, but I'll put the miles on as well. But that's with a super low heart rate of 117 beats a minute. So today has been the first run since the full send parkrun I did where my legs have actually felt recovered and back to normal. Every run I've done this week has been impacted by that full send because of the residual fatigue that's been left in there. So lesson learned. I thought that I'd be recovered because it were only a 5k, but obviously not. So moving forward, next time I do one of those, I'm going to reduce the run the following day. Instead of doing the scheduled long run, I'll probably drop it back to an easy 60 minutes just to bring things back in line. But before we go off today, let me just show you trainers. And today we've gone for the Primex Strung. Look at the toes, see all the dirt I've picked up when I've been running. And I love these for easy runs. A lot of people use them for all out hard sessions, PB attempts, because of all the technology they've got. But for me, they're just an absolute brilliant easy run shoe. They're so forgiving. They're not squishy that they're unsupportive, but they're just right. So that's me done for today. Tomorrow's parkrun. I'm not sure where we're going. I'm going to leave that up to Missy Say up. So we'll wait and see where we end up. But until tomorrow, I'll see thee. Hey up everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning. And that can only mean one thing. It's parkrun day. And today we've come through to Pont y Bala. And yet again, I'll be doing another sub-threshold run. I'll be aiming to get just under the 20 minutes if I can. Ideally, I'm going to try and keep my pace around 3:55 to 4 minutes a kilometre, and see if it can keep that heart rate under the 163 beats a minute. So I'm going to get my warm-up done now. I'll see you at the start line.
Is it David coming? Okay then. Are we okay, Gerald? 3, 2, 1, out! Good luck, everybody!
3:59 for that first kilometre. They're going to bomb on and go for the win.
Normally about 18ish, just sub 18. You always get a quick one turn up, that's like 16 one way.
Yeah, I've seen him here in the 20s though. A friend of mine got the win on just over 20 minutes.
No, I've never been that lucky, it's always going to be some quick bugger.
Try a posh one.
Holiday.
3:58. Feeling very controlled. Hello. Go on, mate. Thank you.
Well done.
3:57, 3 down, 2 to go. Feeling really comfortable. Keep pushing, mate. Yeah, good, good. Yourself? Thank you very much, Richard. Well done, lads.
Thank you, guys.
Four minutes dead, and this is feeling super cruisy. These shoes are amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Really good.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the Parkrun done, and that one took a lot of self-control. The schedule today was to do a sub-threshold run, which I did. I kept my heartbeat to below 163 beats a minute. I think it actually topped out at 159. I'll look on the data afterwards. I did get my sub 20 sub threshold, but all the way through There was a chap in front that I could have easily kicked on and got in front of, and that would have put me in first place. That would have meant that I had a Parkrun win. Even though it's not a race, it is a race, and we like to win these things. But training is to improve what we do and not to prove what we can do. And I stuck to my schedule because I know that I've got 2 more weeks of solid training now before my race, and the last thing I want to do is smash my legs up at the wrong time, at the key time when I really need to be focused on what I'm doing. So before we go, let's talk trainers. Today I've been looking forward to these all week. This is my Fedian 5 Challengers, and these shoes have really spoilt me. I've been having to make do with wearing my other shoes all week, and I've been looking forward to these. They are just the best. They are fantastic. So cruisy, so responsive. If there's one shoe that I recommend to anybody to buy, this is that shoe, and £78. It's just incredible. But that's it for now. Tomorrow's long run day. I've got 1 hour and 45 on the schedule, so until tomorrow, I'll see thee. Hey up everybody, welcome to Sunday, and for today's long run we're through at Aberystwyth again, and we've got 1 hour 45 minutes to get done, all nice and easy. Let's go for a run. Well, just same as last time, we've come off the prom because there's too much beach on the front. It's all been washed there by recent storms, and it's not been cleared up yet. So before I get my shoes full of stones, I'm just going to stick inland. So with these last 2 remaining long runs, as well as using them to decide which shoe I'm going to wear, it's also more fuel practice, and I've got my watch alert set for every 30 minutes to take on a gel. That's not going to be no problem. It's something I'm used to. The other thing that the eagle-eyed of you might have noticed is this plaster on my nose. So I'll tell you the history behind that. When I was very young at nursery, I went down some concrete steps on a tricycle and flattened my nose, which reset on a wonky, resulted in the right nostril being pretty much always closed. So when I'm fueling, it's not easy to breathe, and on all my races when I've been fueling, I wear one of these plasters just to open up the airways so I can breathe nice and easy while I'm having my gels. I haven't used them for training that much. I did do when I first got them until I got used to them, but they really do make a difference for me. If ever you've tried running with a blocked nose, that's my normal, and when I put one of these plasters on, it's amazing the difference I feel. How much easier it is to breathe, and also how much easier the running is, just because I'm able to get more oxygen in. So like I said, I don't wear them that much at all now for training, but race day it's a definite, especially when I'm fueling. Just like that, 1 hour 45 done. I'll save this, I'll have a look at the data and we'll have a chat about it, see how it went. Well, another enjoyable long run done, and good distance. Today I managed to get just over the 19 kilometres. Let's have a look. 1904 kilometres, and that was an average heart rate of 120 beats a minute. So super nice and easy, and a little bit further than last week, so good progress. I'll recap on the week. We'll do the bar graph thing again. So on the right hand side there's a bar chart there that shows what I've done over the past week, but it's showing intensity or training load, so you can see the easy days on the Monday and the Wednesday where I've done the easy runs, and then you can see the sub-threshold days that are higher up on the chart. On the left hand side, that's the same kind of thing, but distance instead of intensity, and I'll do it for miles and I'll do that for the kilometers as well. But before we finish off this week, which has been a really good week, I'll just let you know about the shoes. And today I brought out my best racing shoes, my very fresh mango colourway Alpha Fly ones. And the reason why I brought these out is I really need to refresh my memory on just how good these are, ready for the Wilmslow half marathon, because I do have some really good shoes as competitors to them now. I've got, well, first and foremost, the Adidas Pro 4s. They're a really good shoe, but more recently the Leanings, and the Leanings are absolutely exceptional at kind of sub-threshold pace, which is exactly where a half marathon is. So I've done my testing these today. I know how they feel. I've got one more week of long run before taper starts, so next week I think I'll do my long run in my Leanings or maybe my Pro 4s. I haven't decided yet, and we'll see if I can make a final decision on shoe choice for the half marathon. But who knows? At the moment I have got a soft spot for my Alpha Flies, I'm not going to lie, but them Leanings really have, they've captured me. They are an exceptional shoe. So that's it for this week. The distance counter starts from 0 tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow morning for the 60 minutes easy. Until then, I'll see you.